Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to part 2 of building my clothing brand from scratch. If you watched part 1, you saw how I went through manufacturers, ordered samples, and finally got my first product made. Now, in this video, I'm sharing the good, the bad, when the samples actually arrive, and the lessons I learned from holding the product in my hands for the first time. This is where the vision starts becoming real, and where the work you put in starts to show results. And actually, it's only the beginning of the work. It's where it really starts. So, receiving my samples. The samples finally came in. I've been waiting for weeks, checking the progress of my delivery, obsessively, imagining how it would all look. Because, I mean, it's one thing to see a picture, but when I pick it up, it might not be what I'm looking for, you know? So, that's one thing that I was really worried about. And the moment I opened the package, it was a mix of excitement and nerves, mostly excitement, but nerves because I just wanted to jump, like I just wanted to go. I wanted this to be perfect, and then I wanted to place my order. Like, that's what I wanted to do. But of course, you know, you can't just do that. The first thing I noticed was the material. It felt exactly how I pictured it in my head. It was high quality, it was heavyweight, it was perfect. It was a huge relief because getting it right is something you can't see in the photos. So being able to pick up every single product and it being exactly how I wanted it was very satisfying. The stitching and fit on the pieces were also perfect. Details like the embroideries and the colors were exactly what I was looking for. Holding them, I could officially see my vision of late night drawings and mock-ups on my computer coming to life. Like being able to start with my mouse and then having a product in my hand that I could wear was a crazy feeling to me. But of course, not everything was flawless, and that's why you get these samples and you have to test them out, your samples. Make sure you test them. I'll tell you why. Some pieces had some minor flaws, and the fit was a little off in certain areas. At first, it was a little frustrating when I was learning about these things because it only happened over time, and that's why you have to put the product to the test too, as much as you want to like use this as your pictures and sample and like for a website or to promote. You have to make sure you test them too, because you're going to put so much work into something, and then you might realize that customers are going to be unhappy. And that's the last thing I wanted was my product, and then even though it feels good in the wash and it's gone, right? And then you don't want to find some things that quite aren't right after you already made a bulk production and customers received it. But I realize this is exactly why your samples exist, to catch these things before productions run out of scale. So for me, my jeans, I was using them and I was wearing them, and after the pockets ripped, just from me putting my phone down, it slid right down to my leg, to my foot. I was like, that cannot happen. So I contacted them, and they were like, yes, I don't know if they were lying, but they were like, oh, we do this for samples. Do you want to do increased quality for samples so people know what they're getting into? I'm not sure, but again, this is all part of starting a brand and understanding these things. So I told them that, and that was something I made sure to fix, but obviously I'm not even getting it, so but still, it's something that you need to pay attention to. Also a reminder that your manufacturing is a process. You can't expect perfection on the first try, because it's very difficult to bring a picture into a product with everything exactly the way you wanted it. It's about iterations, learning, improvement. So things like that don't happen on the first try. If they do, it's a blessing, but it probably won't, right? And another thing for me was not having a tag. I should have got my samples with a tag, but some places don't do this. So that's another thing you have to pay attention for, because if you're going to post your product photos and they have no tag, it looks like it's not yours. It feels like it's not yours at first. So that's something too. So some things I learned initially from getting my samples were material matters more than photos. You could look at fabrics online forever, but until you touch them, you don't know how they'll feel, drape, or hold up. So there's a few things you got to test. It's how it feels. So you pretty much know what you're looking for when you're building a brand, but once you put it on, that's a different story. The way it sits on you, that's a whole different thing. Then another thing is putting it in the wash. So for me, a part of it was pre-washing, but a lot of people cut corners on this because it makes the process a lot more expensive and tedious for manufacturers. So for me, I wanted pre-wash because I want the fit of the garment to be perfect, and I want people to receive it and not have any worries. Like once they put it in the wash, it shrunk. That's horrible. I don't want that. So if you're trying to stay a little more quality based, then it's definitely something to look into. For me, there's no doubt And some things like this make the difference for a customer. And if someone has an experience like this with you, they probably won't be back. So in terms of longevity, it'll be worth doing. Of course, it is expensive though. So you have to weigh these things. And for me, that was definitely important. And I wanted to make sure that it was done properly. So I had to wash all my products to make sure they didn't shrink. Details make a big difference. So stitching, tags, labels, embroidery, all those small things show a huge level of professionalism, so definitely don't overlook them. Again, inside of a pocket. Like if I didn't notice that and then everyone's pocket started breaking, that would be a horrible reflection of my brand and I would probably lose a lot of customers. So this is something that you definitely have to pay attention for, and you have to look at every single detail. Like every single detail. If I didn't use my pants multiple times, it would have never ripped. So you have to put it to the test. Communication is everything. It's such a major factor when you're dealing with suppliers. Even small miscommunications with the manufacturer, sure, they show up. Being clear, specific, patient, it saves a lot of headache in the future. Because if you're very clear and you know every single detail about your product, it makes the manufacturer's job far easier. So when you receive your product, there won't be any issues because you're telling them exactly what to do. They can fulfill your order. They can, that's what they do. But if you give them all the details. So a lot of the times you have to stay communicating, and I'm fortunate that my supplier had very good communication and they updated me on every part of the process. So there's a few things that came out and I told them to do it again, or I told them to fix it before they shipped. Because that's what you're doing when you're building samples. You don't want to receive a sample that's not what you're looking for. So ordering another one is a major hassle. So as they're doing it, you have to stay up to date. You have to stay communicating, or else you're not going to receive what you're looking for. So you have to iterate and improve. The first sample rarely nails everything that you're looking for. That's okay, it's part of the process. You fix it, you refine it, and move forward. So for me, again, pocket, even if you sent the perfect pack to them, everything exactly, it still might be something that they don't do properly, right? So that's not necessarily their fault, but it's something that you have to look for too. Celebrate the wins. Even with the flaws, there's always going to be a good part of it. The good parts are proof that your vision is possible. Hold on to it because it's so important. As much as, I could complain about, oh, this pocket ripped or this and that, I had all my pieces at the end of the day and they looked perfectly. And I could express this to people and share my vision with them without having to order a bulk. And that's so important to me, being able to share my vision without spending all the money yet. So moving forward, after going through my first samples, I felt more confident about my brand than ever. I knew what worked, what didn't, and exactly what I needed to do before the first drop. This was a major turning point for me. The moment when an idea on paper finally turned into something tangible in the real world. It was an amazing moment for me. And it felt really good to be able to have this vision come to life a little bit, because you've been working towards it for so long. It's true, I know that. People don't realize that, but it's true. You have been working towards it. So when it comes and it's perfect, so when it arrives and it's perfect, it feels really good. Currently, my products are in China with someone I've met who does sourcing globally. This way I can find a new manufacturer so there won't be hiccups in the future when I'm trying to drop my products. Right now, it's one of the most important steps I'm taking towards the future of my brand. And this is someone that I'm very grateful to be in contact with, because not many people get this opportunity to have someone who's so experienced in this business. So it's a blessing that I have the opportunity to work with someone who is as skilled as they are. It's been difficult to not have anything on hand, as it's kind of hard to make content, but I know it will be rewarding in the future when I have these steps taken towards a new drop. It's the price I'm paying for the future of my brand. It makes me have to grind a little more currently. From here, it's all about refining, producing, preparing for the next steps, marketing, the content, and promotion. That will make the first drop a success. It's about preparing for that once you have your product. So that's my story of receiving my first ever samples. The good, the bad, and the lessons I've learned along the way for it. Thank you for watching this video. And part 3, we'll dive into building the content and shooting videos and pictures and drops and creating hype for the first drop. Now I'm planning to share the vision with the world. If you're following the journey and you're seeing every step of the process, remember this is still just the beginning, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.